I'm making this appeal to you, Rachel Stevens, and Christian vlogger Alesia Taylor. If you're real Christians and you care about another human being with Christian love, it would mean the world to me if you were bringing me up on your podcast live stream, on your video channel, so I can just talk about what's eating me. If you really, you see, the problem with Christians these days, they want to love when it's easy, but when the loving requires them to get their hands dirty and to endure difficulties, they boogie on out of here. Because you see, Christians are really not different, any different. Christians are really not any different from the rest of the world. They love just like the world, like Jesus said. But if you salute them which love you, do not even the child molesters do the same thing? Now I put that he's really said publicans and sinners, but that's the gist of what Jesus was saying. So yeah. I know you. I wish you were. I know you're not gonna do this because you don't have real Christian love in your soul. You're not any different from the rest of the world. Christians don't love, and that makes me doubt whether Jesus is. What if Jesus is not making a real difference in his disciples' life? Is Jesus even fucking real? And you know what the kicker is? If this guy right here, this foxy looking guy, was having the same damn troubles I was having, had said the same foul things to you that I said, and yes, I said something unacceptable, unchristian, really hateful, vile, mean things. If this guy, good looking guy, had done the same thing to you and was begging you to bring him on the podcast, you bring him on. You would say to him, you would say to yourself, oh, I can save this guy. I could convince this guy to come to Jesus. This guy is a good looking foxy guy. I can do it. I want to do it. I want to help this guy. I don't care how many problems he's got. I can save this guy. And you probably, if you could meet him face to face in a secret place, you'd probably try to hop on his dick. And once you had sexual ecstasy, you'd probably just ask forgiveness, because God would forgive you, and it would be like it never happened. And you would also get to have sexual ecstasy with a foxy guy. Because come on, what good-looking girl does not want to have sex with a good-looking foxy guy? What girl, period, Christian and non-Christian, wouldn't jump at the chance to have sex with a foxy, good-looking guy? And no, I don't want your sex. I just want you to care enough about me to bring me on so I can talk about my problems. And if you have to ask this question, why are you coming to a female broadcaster? You don't give a shit. Because you're afraid I'm going to try to jump your bones, which I'm not. I don't want sex. I'm a virgin. But whereas if I was that foxy, good-looking guy asking you to come on, you'd be hoping he'd try to jump your bones. And if he wouldn't, you'd try to hop on that dick in secret and ask forgiveness if you could. And then you try to say, and you try to save him. And if he asks you, isn't that fornication? You said, oh, Jesus. You probably say, you can always ask for forgiveness. Look, I know that I'm saved. I'm gonna have a lot to answer for to God, and when I stand before God, it's gonna be like I'm in hell. But if I'm not happy with myself, if God does not love me enough like He loved King David, to give King David all those multiple wives and sex slaves against God's own command. God said in Deuteronomy 17:17 that the king of Israel would not be allowed, was forbidden to take multiple wives, but yet he gave David, through the prophet Nathan, he told David, I gave you all your former King Saul's wives in your bosom. If that had not been enough, I would moreover have given you such and such. God loved King David more than he does me, so why the fuck should I give a good goddamn about God if I'm going to have to play second fiddle to God when I can be a king in this world, great in this world, and the least of people, and at least up there in the kingdom of heaven. If God doesn't love me as much as he loves King David, screw going all out for God. I don't like playing second fiddle. It's offensive! And God has the right, but I don't have to like it, and I don't. All I'm asking from God, I'm begging from God, I demand my free will. Sometimes people, when Israel demanded the king, but God said, I'm the king. Israel said, no, we want a king like the rest of the nations. God said, okay, I'll give you a king, but you're going to regret it. And then, in the day you ask for help, I'm not going to help you. God, bring it! God, I humbly demand, with the consequences that come with it, I demand humbly that you make me a foxy, good-looking guy to all the top-notch girls to see and be seen and have interaction, not sexual interaction, but interaction with all these top-notch girls. To look in my 20s like a college kid when I'm middle-aged, because that makes me feel good. To have the long forms. Bring on the consequences, just as long as you save me in the end. I demand it humbly, and the consequences, bring it. This is what I want. This is my free will. I invoke my free will. Give it to me. I don't care about being great in the kingdom of heaven when God does not love me as much as he loves King David. God enabled King David to break God's own law in Deuteronomy 17:17 by giving him shitloads of extra wives and even sex slaves, concubines, to satisfy his gargantuan Middle Eastern male sexual ego. And God can't satisfy my cravings to have longer forms, be a good-looking guy, to be noticed by the girls as top-notch. And Rachel Stevens, please don't say, oh, that's vainglory. Hey, what the fuck you think it was for King David? Do you think God gave King David all those multiple wives to make David a better Christian? No, to satisfy that massive sex drive that Middle Eastern misogynistic men have. I'll get down on my hands and knees. I apologize to you for all the things I said. I'll take the videos down I put up. I'm begging you on my hands and knees. Please bring me on to your broadcast, live stream on your channel so all your fans can see me. Yes, I'm gonna be honest. I want the traffic. Look, if I'm gonna have to go to heaven and be the very least in the kingdom of heaven, if I'm gonna have to stand before God and lose all my rewards, at least give me a good life down here. This is what I want. I demand it. I demand the consequences. God, please give me what you want. You gave Adam and Eve what they wanted. You gave Israel what they wanted. You give people what they want when they want it so bad, and even if and make them suffer the consequences. God, please do the same for me. I beg you. As long as you save me in the end, and love me as much as you can. Love is action. God told King David, I gave you your former master King Saul's wives, and if this was not enough, I would have moreover given thee such and such. God, what you've given me is wonderful blessings, but it's not enough. Please give him. I want more. I want my reward down here.